Are you searching for real hope in a world that sometimes feels like it's falling apart? Maybe you wake up each day wondering if things will ever get better, or if the struggles you face have any meaning at all. In moments of uncertainty, it's natural to long for something solid, something that can anchor your soul and give you courage to keep moving forward. In a broken world, where pain and loss seem to touch every life, the search for hope can feel overwhelming. Or maybe you've wondered if there's any wisdom left in the ancient words passed down through generations, words that have survived wars, disasters, and the test of time. Can these old prophecies and poems still speak to us today? Can they reach across centuries and offer comfort, guidance, or even transformation in our modern lives? Let's dive into the book of Isaiah, a collection of powerful visions and promises, and see for ourselves what these ancient words have to say. Isaiah's writings have inspired millions, and they just might surprise you with their relevance and depth. First up, Isaiah 53. This chapter paints a vivid, haunting picture of a mysterious figure known as the suffering servant. The language is poetic, but the message is deeply personal and raw. Imagine someone chosen by God, set apart for a unique purpose, yet misunderstood and overlooked by the very people he came to help. He walks a lonely road, carrying burdens that aren't his own. He faces pain, rejection, and even death, not because he failed, but because he chose to stand in the gap for others. He endures humiliation, betrayal, and unimaginable suffering, all while remaining innocent, not for their own mistakes, but for everyone else's. This is a story of radical selflessness, a willingness to absorb the consequences of others' wrongs, to offer forgiveness and healing where there was only brokenness. The words are intense. He was pierced for our transgressions, crushed for our iniquities. He took the punishment that brought us peace, and by his wounds, we are healed. These lines echo through history, resonating with anyone who has ever felt the weight of guilt or the sting of injustice. But here's the twist: by his wounds, we are healed. The suffering that seemed senseless becomes the very source of hope and restoration. It's a paradox. Out of pain comes healing, out of sacrifice comes new life. For Christians, this isn't just poetry. It's a crystal clear prophecy about Jesus, who suffered and died to bring forgiveness and hope. They see in Isaiah 53 a direct foreshadowing of the life, death, and resurrection of Christ, a message that God's love is willing to go to any length to rescue humanity. Jesus, according to Christian belief, is the ultimate suffering servant. He took on the pain of the world, not out of obligation, but out of love. His sacrifice is seen as the turning point in history, a moment when darkness was confronted by light and hope was reborn. To bring forgiveness and hope. Whether you see it as history, prophecy, or both, Isaiah 53 calls us to reflect on the meaning of sacrifice and redemption. It invites us to consider what it means to lay down our lives for others, to choose compassion over revenge, and to believe that healing is possible even in the deepest wounds. Isaiah 53 is more than just a chapter in an old book. It's a call to look for light in the darkest places, to find hope where others see only despair. It's a reminder that even when we feel alone, there is a purpose to our pain, and a promise of restoration. It's about finding light in the darkest places and believing that no matter how heavy the night, dawn will come. The story doesn't end with suffering, it points forward to something greater. Now let's fast forward to Isaiah 9:6. This verse bursts with hope and anticipation. It's a promise spoken into a world longing for peace and justice. For to us a child is born, to us a son is given. The names given to this child are extraordinary: Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Each title is packed with meaning, offering a glimpse of the kind of leader the world desperately needs. Christians around the world hear these words every Christmas, believing they point straight to the birth of Jesus. For them, this prophecy is fulfilled in the humble stable of Bethlehem, where hope entered the world in the form of a tiny, vulnerable child. Every year, families gather to celebrate this moment, lighting candles, singing songs, and remembering that even in the darkest winter, a new light has dawned. The story of the divine child is a story of new beginnings, of promises kept, and of a future filled with peace. It's a promise that a new kind of king is coming, a ruler who brings justice, comfort, and endless peace. Not a king who rules by force, but one who leads with wisdom, compassion, and love. This king is described as a wonderful counselor, offering guidance to the lost, as mighty God, strong enough to save, as everlasting Father, caring for his people with unending love, and as Prince of Peace, bringing an end to conflict and fear. Imagine a world where justice flows like a river, where families are safe, and where every person is valued. That's the vision Isaiah offers, a world transformed by the presence of this promised child. So why do these ancient words still matter? Because they offer hope and a future. They remind us that no matter how dark things get, there is always a reason to keep believing, to keep loving, and to keep reaching out to others. Isaiah's prophecies encourage us to plant seeds of hope, to look beyond our present struggles, and to trust that something beautiful can grow even in the hardest soil. They invite us to be part of a story that is still unfolding, a story of redemption, healing, and peace. Even in pain, we're not alone, and peace is possible. That's a message worth remembering and sharing. Isaiah's words are an invitation to hope, to healing, and to a future brighter than we can imagine.